Hey there, Hung here, and welcome back to AI in Testing Coach. Yesterday, on Testing Tech Horizon, we looked at how single reference execution feedback can distort the evaluation of AI-generated tests. The key lesson was simple. A test turning green does not necessarily mean the test became better. Today, we're turning that finding into a practical QA strategy, how to escape the self-repair trap. When AI-generated tests fail, automation engineers often feed those execution failures straight back to the agent for a quick fix. But here is the problem. Iterative repair can progressively weaken assertions. It makes them easier to satisfy, but far less effective at detecting real faults. The repair loop can push the model toward the easiest way to make the test pass. Imagine the original test says the API must return exactly 201, and the response must contain a non-empty order ID. The test fails. After several repair rounds, the model changes that to the status code should be below 500. Technically, the test now passes, but it has stopped verifying the behavior we actually care about. What testers usually miss is the degradation happening beneath the surface. We routinely equate execution success with verification strength. It is easy to just monitor the pass or fail status of a repaired test and miss the fact that the test oracle itself was weakened along the way. So how do we reduce that risk? First, we need to separate tool recovery from oracle repair. Not all feedback loops are equal. The Pydantic AI harness documentation is a great example of this. It shows how browser tool failures, like timeouts, missing selectors, or navigation errors, are returned to the model so it can recover by retrying, trying another selector, or navigating again. Retrying a failed browser action can be perfectly reasonable. It is very different from rewriting the test oracle itself. QA teams should allow operational recovery where appropriate, but place much stricter controls around feedback that can change expected outcomes. Second, separate oracle grounding from blind iterative repair. Give the model high-signal static context, such as specifications, API contracts, and invariants, together with selectively retrieved dynamic state. Do this instead of repeatedly feeding it execution failures until the test turns green. The idea behind DCAware is not to eliminate runtime information completely. It is to improve the quality of the context before repair begins. Static context tells the model what the system is supposed to do. Selectively retrieved dynamic state tells it what is happening now. That combination is designed to give the model a better basis for generating the oracle than simply feeding it failures until something passes. Finally, when evaluating an AI test generation workflow, benchmark iterative repair against equal budget independent resampling. As a comparison strategy, if a candidate fails, generate a fresh candidate under the same budget and compare the resulting oracle quality. Recent research on the oracle problem supports this approach. An unreviewed preprint showed that an equal budget strategy using independent resampling outperformed mutation-based iterative evolution by 6.01 to 18.83 percentage points after oracle auditing. All right, switching gears to your operator move for the week. Pick one AI-generated test workflow. Run the same workload in two modes, iterative repair and equal budget independent resampling. Compare execution success, mutation score, and most importantly, whether the repaired tests still detect the faults you care about. For your weekly challenge, let's put this into practice. Feed a strict failing test to a coding assistant with the instruction, fix this test so it passes. Then compare the original and repaired assertions. Check what conditions disappeared, whether the assertion became broader or tautological. Then run mutation testing against both versions and see whether the repaired test still catches the same faults. That wraps it up for today. See you next time.